So, after much rumour and speculation, we finally have our first proper Nintendo Direct for 2025, covering the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2. And I went into this with pretty much zero expectations because with Nintendo, it's always expect the unexpected. They're going to do one thing and then they're going to do something else that you just did not expect. So I went in with, I was like, I want to be surprised, and boy, was I surprised because this Nintendo Direct was absolutely amazing. Like, it had stuff that I was like, okay, cool, that's kind of cool. It then had a whole bunch of stuff. I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. And then it had a whole bunch of stuff that literally sent me into the stratosphere. I'm talking about you, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave at the end there. Goodness me. But anyway, there's so much to talk about. There's so much to get into. So let's start off with the 40th anniversary of Mario, the celebration, and what Nintendo is doing with it. And they started off with a fantastic teaser for the next Mario movie. They follow up to the ridiculously successful Super Mario movie, Super Mario Galaxy movie. And they did a really nice intro where it kind of sort of went through the kingdom and you follow a butterfly which then ascends into space, and you see that, and the Galaxy theme is playing in the background. Fantastic intro. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I cannot wait to see this movie. That's going to be so cool. And then we got one of the long-rumoured double packs that had apparently been finished years ago, and that is Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2, coming to the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, you can buy these separately and also in a bundle as well. And it may have been a blink and you'll miss it moment, but here are some of the extras you're getting for Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2. So 1080p on the Switch, 4K on the Switch 2, improved UI, extra storybook chapters, a new assist mode, a new soundtrack mode, and added amiibo support. So as I said before, you can buy these separately or in a bundle, and it's been released digitally and physical. I am super excited for these games. Absolutely their day one. Cannot wait for these. And this kind of gives me hope that we might see a Wind Waker and Twilight Princess pack in a similar vein coming down the pipeline maybe for next year. But sticking with Mario, we also have a brand new Mario Tennis game. This came out of nowhere. I was not expecting a brand new Mario Tennis game. But then Mario Tennis Aces came out in 2018. That's 7 years ago. So yeah, we're kind of due for a new game. But yeah, this looks amazing. I mean, initially, straight off the bat, you can see visually this is leaps and bounds ahead of Mario Tennis Aces. But yeah, just really, really nice to see it. You know, you're getting 38 characters, the most in series history apparently, a whole range of activities, online options, and then there's the adventure mode starring the Mario babies. Really looking forward to this. And then we got, and I expected this one was coming at some point, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, a Switch 2 edition. Now, this is definitely one of those games. It looked beautiful running on the normal Switch. I think it was 1080p 60. But this is definitely one that could do with that Switch 2 upgrade. So that 4K visuals, HDR, 60 FPS, maybe even 120 FPS mode. But either way, get that sharp, crisp, amazing image on an already beautiful game, and that will look even better with HDR. Those colors and those pops and those wonder powers will look amazing. And again, this will probably be a case of you can buy the upgrade digitally and just upgrade it if you've already got the Switch 1 version, or you can buy the Switch 2 edition, your choice. But yeah, Mario Wonder, Switch 2 edition, fantastic. And then we get a brand new Yoshi game on the Switch 2. Like, what the actual ever-loving hell is going on in this Direct? Because they are starting off so strong. And I love the animation style, and it literally looks like it's straight out of a book, which I think is the aesthetic they were going for. And you've got that stop motion animation on the characters there. You know, people are jokingly saying, oh, it's got to be running on the Switch 1 because it's chugging away like that. But yeah, this looks so good. So good. So yeah, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book launches in spring 2026 on the Nintendo Switch 2. And then there are a bunch of other games that, you know, not really for me. Stormlancers, Dinkum, POPUCOM, Tomodachi Life, yeah, not for me. Mortal Kombat Legacy, yeah, not really interested. And then we got another trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. And we got a release date finally, 22nd of January next year. I remember playing the OG Final Fantasy on the PlayStation, and I think I lasted about an hour into it back in the day because I hated the random battles that it just popped up seemingly every 10 seconds, and I just was impatient. I was like, nah, this is not for me, and I never ever went back to Final Fantasy. So I'm actually looking forward to this because my friend told me that the remake's actually really good and a much better way to play if you did not like the original. So this will be my first proper go through on Final Fantasy 7, so I'm looking forward to this. And it's actually 90 gigabytes in file size, so it's going to be on a game key card for the physical collectors, or you can get the digital version. I think somebody said it was like 160 170 gigs on the PlayStation Xbox anyway, so you know, you can understand why it's you can understand the size of this game. So yeah, looking forward to Final Fantasy 7 Remake Intergrade. Hades 2. Oh my goodness me, I've been so looking forward to this, and it's a Switch console exclusive coming to the Switch and Switch 2. Absolutely love the first game. Very frustrating at times, but you kind of wanted to persevere to get to the end, and that ending in Hades is so good but also heartbreaking at the same time. So Hades 2, I know it's been in early access for a while, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to wait until they get to version 1.0, and it's, as I said before, Switch and Switch 2 exclusive. I will definitely be getting the physical copy of this. I know it comes out a bit later than the eShop release, which is 25th of September. So yeah, almost 2 months pretty much afterwards. So yeah, I mean, depending on the price, I might get it digitally and then double dip on a physical copy for my collection, but we'll see. But yeah, Hades 2 looks amazing. The music, as always, looks good. If you've not played the first Hades, definitely go and pick that up. And the soundtrack for that, oh, it's just chef's kiss. So, and I believe there's a 1080p 120 frames per second mode in docked play for the Switch 2. So for you people who are looking for that heavy, ridiculously super fast top tier frame rate, there is your option. And then, I'm sorry, amiibo. I'm gonna have to talk about amiibo because I love me a good amiibo, but Nintendo, I swear to God, they are literally trying to get me into trouble with my bank because I'm getting every single one of these amiibos with the quick kiss because holy amazeballs, these look so good. So Metro Prime 4, we're getting a new Samus amiibo, we're getting a new Silex amiibo, and then we're getting Samus on the bike that we saw in the latest Metro Prime 4 Beyond trailer. My goodness me, the bike is called Viola. That bike, oh my god, that bike looks amazing, but that amiibo just looks so, I can't get over it. And that bike amiibo is struggling, that the base on that is struggling under the weight of that amiibo, my goodness me. But all three of those I'm getting. Super Mario Galaxy, we've got Mario and Luma, and we've got Rosalina and Loomis. Kirby Air Riders, we've got Kirby and Warp Star, and then we've got the Bandana, Waddle Dee, and Wing Star. I am all over these amiibos. They look absolutely stunning. I cannot wait to add these to my collection. And Nintendo, look, people say amiibos are dead, but there is a huge community of people out there, such as myself, who love our amiibos. And as always, these things will probably give in-game items or have some sort of effect in-game. So look out for those. Amiibos are looking absolutely beautiful. And another game on my list that is day one purchase for me, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. The new trailer looks great, smooth 60 FPS gameplay, loads of enemies on screen. It's Zelda, it's Hyrule Warriors. It's a no-brainer. These games are absolutely amazing. Trailers, I was already sold on this game, but the trailer has sold me on it. Looks flipping amazing. And we finally have a date. It's coming out on the 6th of November on the Switch 2. Sign me up, people. And then this next game caught me off guard. It took me a moment to kind of catch on to it, that it was Dragon Quest. And then I was just sort of stunned at the visuals because it almost looks like, you know, Pixar quality cartoony like visuals. It was so beautiful, it was so stunning, so clean, so sharp. And then the Dragon Quest theme came in and I was like, okay, this looks good. And it is Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined, and it's a remake of the PlayStation 1 game, first released in 2000, and it's coming to the Switch on the 5th of February next year. So as I said before, February is going to be stacked for the Switch and the Switch 2 because there's so much coming out. But yeah, this looks so good. So yeah, I definitely will be picking up Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined on the Nintendo Switch 2 next year. And then this is what I'm talking about when I say with Nintendo, expect the unexpected. Only Nintendo only Nintendo could sell you the Virtual Boy, which was released back in 1995. There's some people probably listen to this and who play video games who weren't even born in, in 1995. But only Nintendo could re-release and resell you the Virtual Boy from 1995 in 2025, year of our Lord. Only Nintendo could do that. And not only are they doing like a physical replica where you can put the Switch console into the Virtual Boy, they're also selling a cardboard model as well. Oh my god. Never changed, Nintendo, never changed, because this was so unexpected. This was so left field. This was so out there. I was thinking, oh, you know, maybe we'll get some more GameCube games, or maybe they'll add DS to the Nintendo Switch Online. Oh, no. These motherfuckers went back and said, you know what? Y'all getting Virtual Boy. it's just so, it's so Nintendo. It's so out there. And it's like, I don't even know what to say about it. It's so crazy. I might have to take a look at it when it comes out, because these accessories and these games, ooh, more details to come on that one. Fatal Frame 2 is also getting a remake. You can look out for that next year. And then we got a few announcements for some Switch 2 upgrades. So you had One Piece, Pirate Warriors 4, you had Overcooked 2, which gets camera play. Stardew Valley is getting mouse controls, a 4-person split screen, and game share support. Plus 5 new levels and mouse support come to Human Fall Flat next year. And then in every single Nintendo Direct, I don't think they've ever not had one where there's not been this bloody PowerWash simulator, or one of these weird simulator games, Goat Simulator, Truck Simulator, Farm. Like, it's just weird, but apparently there's an audience for it, so pass on all of that. We had Suika Game Planet, looks quite interesting. I might pick that one up. And then we had Metroid Prime 4. Took me a hot minute to figure out it was until I saw the hands going into the front controls of the bike, and I was like, okay, this is, and I was like, oh my god, Samus gets a bike. Like, we've seen her in ships and other stuff, like we've never seen her on a bike, and it looks so flipping good. It's kind of like almost like if fan art plus, you know, your wildest Metroid fever dreams came true. So good. And finally, we have a release date, 12th of December 2025, with the 3 amiibo I talked about earlier. Oh, come on now, give me Metroid Prime 4. And I'm also still shocked that this game is running on the Switch, the OG Switch, because the Switch 2 is going to look amazing. We know that already from what we've seen, and you know, people have had hands-on impressions of it already at some of the gaming conventions earlier this year. But the fact that this stuff is running on the Switch 1 is still a technical feat, and I cannot wait to do some comparison videos between the two versions. That's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, Metroid Prime 4, finally, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. We have a release date, 12th of December 2025. We are set. Let's go. And this caught me off guard as well, because I was thinking Donkey Kong Bonanza came out, what, 2 months ago? And it's already getting DLC? And I'm thinking, wow, I still have yet to actually play this game yet. I have it, I just haven't opened yet. But you're also getting a demo, so for anyone who's on the fence so far, you can download the demo and play that, and then you can make your decision. But yeah, DLC for Donkey Kong Bonanza. Okay. Then there was a whole bunch of Pokemon news, like a Pokemon game that kind of looks like a cross between Animal Crossing and Dragon Quest Builders. Not for me personally. More info about Pokemon Legends ZA. I don't need to see any more. I'm all for it. I thought the DLC trailer was for like a new game or something like that. I was like, oh, these look kind of cool. And then it's just paid DLC. So yeah, it's not actually the first time Nintendo Pokemon Company have done this before, where they've released the game. Well, they have announced the game is coming, and then they also announced the DLC. I think it was Pokemon actually did it before. Maybe Sword and Shield or one of the other ones, where the DLC was announced before the game had even come out. And I was like, what is this? But apparently that's the new normal when it comes to these games. Danganronpa 2 is getting I guess a remake or a remaster, and it's coming to Switch and Switch 2. Dynasty Warriors does look really good. This was all part of the sizzle reel that kind of came towards the end, so I might actually pick this one up. Actually, it comes out next year, January. Looks really good. I do love a good Warriors game, so Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection. We finally get a date for that. That comes out on the 13th of March 2026. Looks really good. I think graphically it looks beautiful. I love the art style and that. The music's great. So I might pick this up. I'm not a huge Monster Hunter fan, but this looks more like my stead in terms of like the mainline Monster Hunter games, which I always find the learning curve on that a little bit too difficult. So yeah, I might pick up Monster Hunter Story 3, but it did look good. And then it had been rumored, but again, I think people are now going to have to start getting used to the fact that these modern games are going to be heading to the Nintendo Switch day and date with their PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC counterparts. And that is Resident Evil Requiem coming to the Nintendo Switch day and date with its counterparts on the 27th of February 2026. And not just that, you're also getting Resident Evil 7 and 8 both coming to the Switch on the same day. So Capcom, they were there day one with Street Fighter 6. They are going all in on the Switch too. You know they've had dev kits probably from day one, and if they can tap that DLSS upscaling on there, there's no reason why these games will not look amazing on the Switch 2. We're seeing, you know, this narrative changing now, where we saw early builds of Star Wars Outlaws, Elden Ring, and people are like, oh, it's trash, it's terrible, Switch 2 can't run it. And then Star Wars Outlaws comes out, and I've been playing that. That is flipping amazing on the Switch 2. That game is beautiful on the Switch 2. Elden Ring is shaping up to look really good. You've got James Bond coming out next year. So we're going to start seeing these games come, and they're going to make use of the Switch 2. And, you know, this is early days of the Switch's life. Well, what, 3 months since launch? And we're already getting games coming out that are looking this good. This is not good, you know, this is not Switch 1 territory where we had, you know, games like Doom and Witcher 3, which were, you know, impossible ports, playable, but, you know, the visual sacrifices were extremely apparent. We are getting games like Star Wars Outlaws that are looking better at times than the Series S. So I think a lot of people are going to be surprised at the quality of modern games that will be coming over to the Switch 2 and will be punching way above its weight. So yeah, Resident Evil Requiem, or Resident Evil 9, coming to the Nintendo Switch next year, 27th of February 2026, and Resident Evil 7 and 8 on the same day. I think I'm going to pick all three of these up. Yeah, I haven't played 7, I haven't played 8, so I'm looking forward to playing those. And yeah, 9 looks really good, so definitely picking these up. And then, as we all know, Nintendo always has and one more thing, or this will be the last game we show in our Nintendo Direct. And to say I leapt out of my chair and hit the stratosphere is an understatement for what I did. As soon as I saw the characters sitting down in like the first 20 seconds, because I was like, oh, is this Fire Emblem, or is this like a Monolith soft game? Was this something new? As soon as I saw the characters sitting down and you saw that Fire Emblem art style, and I was like, I'm done. Because holy fucking hell, pardon my language, but Jesus, Mary, Joseph, this game looks amazing. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. This is 100%, I'm 100% convinced that I was on the fence earlier thinking that could this be a prequel? It's unlikely, but it could possibly be, but it's more than likely going to be a sequel. And now I'm 110% convinced that this is the sequel to Fire Emblem Three Houses, which is the best Fire Emblem game ever made, and arguably one of the best Nintendo Switch games ever made, and arguably one of the best strategy RPG games in existence. Like, that game was top tier. So when I'm seeing this game, yeah, and I'm seeing Alucard from Castlevania just casually drop into the game, and he's holding the sword of the creator, and I'm seeing a character who looks like Rhea from Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I'm saying to myself, hold on a minute. And then at the very end, you see Sophie sitting on her throne, and I'm like, okay, this is 120 million% Fire Emblem Three Houses. I was losing my absolute shit because I put in hundreds of hours in that game. I did the Golden Deer Claude storyline. I did the Dimitri storyline. I refuse to do the Edelgard storyline because I cannot stand I cannot stand her character at all after what happened in the other storylines. So when I see this Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave and I see the visuals looking amazing, I hear that theme in the back, I hear the music in the background, because one of the best things about Fire Emblem is the music is always top tier, and this game is no exception. I'm seeing the gameplay, I'm seeing the graphics, I'm seeing the power of the Switch 2, I'm seeing the expansive world. I'm thinking this storyline is going to be crazy, and if it is anything like Three Houses, this is going to be one of the best games on the Nintendo Switch, and we are getting this in 2026. Oh my god, seriously, I cannot contain myself, because this was the, like, you start the Nintendo Direct with Mario 40th anniversary and Mario Galaxy 2 and all of that, and I'm just like over the moon. You end this Direct with a new Fire Emblem game coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. Just like call an ambulance, because I'm literally gonna need like medical assistance, because Jesus Christ. Oh my god, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave just is, it looks so good. This Nintendo Direct was just, I'm sorry, I mean, they needed to go hard with this Nintendo Direct, but I didn't expect them to go this hard, because not only we've got all of 2025 now mapped out pretty much with games, okay? We've got all these games mapped out, and there'll probably be games that they'll announce on like the Nintendo Today app, or maybe just a Twitter drop or YouTube post that weren't included in this Direct. But we have dates for Metroid Prime 4. We have dates for Final Fantasy VII Remake. We have a brand new Mario Tennis game. We've got dates for Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. So we've got our 2025, Nintendo games, first party games, second party, whatever you want to call it, Nintendo published games out for 2025. We've got that covered. Between September and December, we've got that covered. We've also got January games, we've got February games, we've got March games for 2026. So we've got like the next 6 months covered. So I don't want to hear any more of this silly narrative like, oh, I'm a bit worried because, we don't know what's happening for 2025 with Nintendo, and we don't know what's happening in 2026 for Nintendo, because let's be honest, the output for the Switch 2 is not going to be as big and heavy as it was for the Switch 1, because obviously development times and costs have risen, especially with the power that the Switch 2 has. But when we're talking about release schedules for games, first party and third party for Switch 2 so far, okay, come on now. In comparison to its counterparts in the console market, I think, it's pretty darn good. And the fact it's been on the market for 3 months is pretty darn good. The fact that we've got 2025 mapped out and the first 3 months of 2026 mapped up already, with games, with dates, with trailers, with gameplay. There's certain other manufacturers out there whose games are, one a year when it comes to first party output. So let's put that one to rest. But anyway, what would I give this Nintendo Direct? I don't know about grades, number grades, or letter grades on this one. I'm just going to simply say that for me, going into this with no expectations and expecting the unexpected, this was a flipping excellent Nintendo Direct. There was some stuff in here I was like, it's not for me, and I just like, okay, move on, it's not for me, I'm not interested. But there was more than enough in here for me to say, do you know what? My bank account is going to be severely depleted in the next 6 months, because holy hell. So for me, what I'm getting from this Nintendo Direct, this is my list of stuff that I'm getting. All of the amiibos: Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, Mario Tennis Fever, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, Hades 2, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Resident Evil Requiem and 7 and 8, and Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. That is what I'm getting, and there may be a few others in there that I might say, okay, you know what, I might also get that as well. But for me, these are the main ones, and I'm more than satisfied with this Direct. Nintendo needed to just quell some of the vocal minority online, and I think they've done that. And there's one thing you can't complain about Nintendo platform is, for the Switch 2, is you can't complain there aren't games to play, because between the backlog from Switch 1, the Switch 1 games that are getting Switch 2 editions, the brand new games that are coming out, and the third party support, which is extremely impressive for Nintendo, especially considering their track record, this Direct hit all the cylinders for me. First party games, third party games, support, new amiibos, trailers, gameplay, and release dates, all packed into just over 60 minutes. And a celebration for the 40th anniversary for Mario. What else were you looking for? Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, Nintendo Direct, for me, best showcase we've had this year in terms of games. Absolutely brilliant. So that's just my little take on the Nintendo Direct 2025 September. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite game? What was that one moment where you were like, oh my god, I cannot believe this is coming out? Or were you looking for a Nintendo Direct with, 10 farming sims in it? I'd like to know. But yeah, leave a comment down below in the comment section. And with that, I'm going to leave you lovely people, because I'm sure you're tired of hearing my voice. But yeah, as always, smash that like button, subscribe if you're somebody new, leave a comment as I've said below, and I will see you lovely people on the next video. Cheers.